Hi, if you don't know me, my name is Jay and I am currently a junior in high school. I will be graduating next year and I know I want to pursue a career in music. Although I don't know which college I will be attending, all I know is what I want to do and the plans for my future. I feel like this would be a great head start to that pathway. But throughout my life, I've always been drawn to music and cartoons. Although this may be a childish trait, I stepped above and beyond to find both of these things shown in a more mature light. Last year, around this time, but more specifically, the 15th of June, I don't know why I remember this so vividly, but I do. I started to get into South Park. This fixation has lasted a while, but I felt myself steering away from it as the months went on. I wanted to revisit the show by rewatching the movie, noticing things that I haven't seen before. For an adult show animated into a movie musical, the songs from the soundtrack had a charm that was beyond compared to other movie musicals. Whether it was from the outrageous time signatures to the excessive key changes to the beautiful harmonies, my observations from the sheet music have proven that Matt Stone and Trey Parker have impeccable musical talent and they weren't afraid to showcase it throughout their time and effort put into the film. I could rant on and on about every single song from the film, but the three examples and my personal favorites that I'll be talking about today are from the opening scene, the protest scene, and the motivational turning point scene. The opening number that describes the town that the characters are living in, as well as the main motive of the main characters in that film, is titled Mountain Town and is played in B flat major with a time signature of 3/4. The characters who perform in the song include Stan Marsh, Sharon Marsh, Kenny McCormick, Father Maxie and his choir, Kyle Broflovski, Sheila Broflovski, and Eric Cartman. The boys each come up with a lie to tell their mothers about where they're going during the song, when in actuality, they are seeing Terrence and Phillips' Asses of Fire movie in the theater. Their mothers are under the influence that their sons are being truthful, praising them and being thankful that they live in this town. The reason why this song is on the list is because of two particular reasons. For when Sheila sings about her son, the time signature is still the same, but the key changes from B flat major to D major. And this is the same key as the next song worth mentioning, Blame Canada. Another reason why the song is on the list is because the key changes again to be A flat major near the end of the song as the four boys are wrapping it up. As they sing about why they adore the Canadian stars, each boy sings their own harmony in the choral groups. Kenny sang the bass line, although you can't really hear him because his voice is muffled. Kyle sang the tenor line, Stan sang the alto line, and Eric sang the soprano line. For fourth graders, these boys have terrific range. The protest scene that features the song Blame Canada and is played in D major with the time signature of 6/8. It depicts Sheila Broflovski, Sharon Marsh, Leanne Cartman, Carol McCormick, as well as all the other mothers of children, forming a group boycotting all things Canada, regardless of food, sports, books, film and TV shows, inventions, and even people. They want to liberate everything that may be Canadian. Their reasoning for this was because that Kenny had died a tragic death due to Terrence and Philip. He lit one of his parts on fire and burnt to death. Another reason was from the Canadian National Defense bombing the Baldwins, a nepotism family from Hollywood. The reason why this song is on the list is because it is the second runner up to the most iconic song in the film, being Kyle's Mom's a Bitch, sung by Eric Cartman and all the other fourth graders. The song had also placed second at the Grammys in the year 2000 under the category of the Best Original Song. The winner being You'll Be in My Heart from the movie Tarzan. The last song worth mentioning is near the end of the movie at the activism part, a mashup of all the songs prior. Some of the songs in the mashup that weren't listed above, all of them include Blame Canada, Up There, performed by Satan, Uncle Fucka, performed by Terrence and Philip, and What Would Brian Boitano Do, performed by Stan, Kyle, and Eric. The song is La Resistance, which is played in A flat major with a time signature of 4/4. The song has many people performing, but it is also performed by newer characters that weren't mentioned beforehand. Some of these characters include Gregory, an exchange student from France who falls in love with Wendy Testaberger, Stan's crush. Also, all the fourth graders in the La Resistance group trying to free Terrence and Philip from being executed, as well as the men fighting in the war against Canada. Something to note about the song is why it recaps the whole movie in just one song, and each song that is used in the mashup has a different key and time signature. Blame Canada's key was in D major with a time signature 6/8. Up There's key was in A flat major with a time signature of 4/4. Uncle Fucka's key was in A minor with a time signature of 4/4. And What Would Brian Boitano Do's key is in B flat major with a time signature of 4/4. Each song that was used in the mashup has their own unique qualities, but the ones worth mentioning are Uncle Fucka and What Would Brian Boitano Do. In the case of Uncle Fucka, for both the original song and the version used in the mashup, they are the only songs throughout the movie that are in a minor key. And for the song, What Would Brian Boitano Do? The reason why I'm bringing it up is specifically for the line sung by Stan and Kyle. Why did our mothers start this war? What the fuck are they fighting for? When did this song become a marathon? This line spoke to me for two reasons, and not because were they only breaking the fourth wall by saying, when did this song become a marathon? But also at the start of each question. It is linked by a triplet. Why did our, what the fuck, and when did this were the start of each question. That was linked by this triplet. And throughout my research on each piece worth mentioning and the others that weren't listed, I've noticed that the scales and arpeggios used are repetitive, especially in the different keys. The same thing goes for the lyrics of each and every song. They find a way to roll off your tongue smoothly. In the process of making music, these steps are the key factors into making songs catchy and easy to remember. Matt and Trey took this skill and process to heart, which is why I find myself singing these songs without even thinking. In conclusion, when I have delved deeper into the music of one of my absolute favorite movies, I've noticed that the proof is right then and there on why each song in the soundtrack sounds the way that it does. And regardless of what musical media was put into the songs, each of them are beautifully catchy in their own way. Thanks for watching.